Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to go through an introduction to mapping and then explore how to visually explore data that has been mapped using lobbying dataset and census for Washington state data. If you remember in the previous videos, we joined two datasets, lobbying dataset with census data, and we used the left join, and then we created two calculated fields. One is total and the other one is per capita. Total represents total amount of compensation and expenses, and per capita is a rate in which you divide this total compensation and expenses by population to find expenses and compensations per person. Now we are going to look at this data geographically using the map option. Tableau automatically will try to note which fields can be mapped. You can tell these fields because they have a little globe next to them. If you look at the dimensions and measures in your workbook, you'll see that Tableau generated latitude and longitude based on the data that you imported. And you can see here, city has a globe sign next to it, which is a geographical entity for Tableau. So first take a closer look at the fields listed here on the left hand side and think about if there are any other fields that might be geographic or that we could map. When you look at the lobbying data dimensions, we could convert the entity field to a geographic role, but we will inherit a few problems when we do that. Remember, this column includes ports, tribes and associations, and not all of those can be mapped. Still, it's useful to see how Tableau can deal with this problematic field that still has some geographies associated with it. In order to convert entity into a geographic role, we are going to click on the right down arrow and choose geographic role and then choose city here. Now you can see the globe sign next to the entity. Now we are going to double click entity, and then Tableau automatically generates a map. Do you notice anything about this map that we should look at more closely? Yes, you should now. We have 81 unknown values, so you need to click on this gray pill and then choose edit locations. So first, you can manually enter the location information to Tableau. Under matching locations, you see that unrecognized, there is a down arrow here, and click on that and you can enter latitude and longitude manually. So in order to enter latitude and longitude manually, you need to find the location's latitude and longitude by doing a Google search, and you are going to plug these values here. And before that, you need to also make sure that you are only including the cities in Washington state. So therefore, if it's chosen none here, you need to change to fixed and choose the Washington state from the drop-down menu. But we have a bigger problem here, because if you look at these unrecognized entities, they are either the fields that are not cities, or in some cases they are smaller towns and not included in Tableau's designated cities. So first we need to filter this out. In order to do that, click here OK and then choose entity type and then click OK, and on the entity type choose show filter and choose cities. Now when you do that, you will see that you don't have any unknown values anymore, but we also want to filter smaller cities which has population less than 10,000. Therefore we are going to drag down population onto filters and then all values next. And then we are going to start the minimum value from 9,999, apply and OK. You now should have a map of cities with a population of 10,000 or more. Let's see how we can visually explore this data. Just looking at the dots on a map is not particularly useful. Try exploring both the total cities paid for lobbying at the legislature and per capita rate. Let's drag the per capita onto color. And next drag total onto size. We can adjust our palette here. Let's first select step colors, which groups the total paid by each city government into bins. Click on colors, then choose edit colors. This makes it easier to see different parts of the range. We can also select the number of bins, and we can choose here orange, and we choose steps 5 steps. So we have 5 different steps of colors. We can start from 0 or we can start from negative 0.3 and then apply, then OK. Also we can have a border on each bubble. Our goal here is to make it easier to see the various ranges and not let Seattle overwhelm the other cities. So you see on the screen as an example where the range was changed to begin at -0.3 and the color ramp is the shades of orange. The circles also have been given boundaries which help to make them easier to see. We haven't edited the size ranges yet. Let's do that next. Click on the size icon and then you can adjust the size of the bubbles. Again, our goal is clarity. So this is how you can use Maps option to explore the lobbying dataset using different mapping tools. Thank you for watching this video.